celebrate life, not celebrate an event. We all are aware how to celebrate an event, putting a time, location, and occasion together with other items that makes uh, an event, and we celebrate an event. But we continue to celebrate an event years after years, or months after months, or weeks after weeks, expecting a different result. So, celebrating life simply means, can I celebrate the entire life? So, my life lives constantly in permanent peace and happiness. Eastern wisdom says stop, look, stop, know it, stop it, look at it, go for it, and awaken. What is this stop? I'm busy. When I'm busy, I cannot become a seeker, I cannot celebrate life. But we have to go and find out the cause of our busyness. It is the pleasure seeking mind outside. A close examination will reveal we are awfully busy, we are reactive, we are in anxiety, stress, and duality. It is only because the mind is seeking pleasure outside. And how many times, how many days you have been busy? How many days you will face the challenges? Do you know when all these challenges will come to an end? It will never come to an end. Life is always throwing challenges and opportunity. We can minimize it. So stop means the mind becomes aware what I'm doing in my life, how, why, where, and when. Stop also means how many times I became anxious, angry, agitated in life. Why did I get? I never thought of it. I took it as a part of life. Stop also means how many times I ran after the pleasure or objects of the world, and what happened? Did I stop running? No. Did I realize running is futile? Everything is happening inside the mind. The mind will perceive a new way of life when we stop for a while, look inside. So the first step is to stop. Why? Let me become aware of my own life. Let me say clearly, I'm responsible for my stress and I'm responsible for my peace and happiness. That is the only teaching of the great masters. One teaching will change your life. So when I know what I know, I'm responsible for my suffering, I'm responsible for my peace and happiness. Is this life, another thing to know, is this life is sum of wrong and the right notions about my personal, professional, and social life, about myself, about some cherished feelings and emotions that I pursue? Is my life is alternating pleasure and pain, sorrow and happiness, insult and the praise? Or is the life something different? Is the life inside demanding something? I forget, I ignore, I neglect what the life is demanding from deeper inside me. Because that deeper inside never reveals itself outside without thinking. So Eastern wisdom provides the knowledge. That is why I say know it. First, stop it. Second is know it. Just the existence, or this existence has thrown me in the world full of chaos, violence, struggle, challenges, fear, aggression, anxiety, or the existence is pulsating deep inside to find my true nature, which is full of peace and happiness. The third point, I said stop. First, look, know it. Second, and then look at it. Our natural urge, or the natural aspiration, or the natural desire, I would say, for every human race is moving towards permanent peace and happiness, love and wisdom. Existence indicates, points out that our inherent essential nature is full of permanent peace and happiness. Look at it. But that look comes from knowing the principles of Eastern wisdom, stopping for a while in the life. We don't stop in the life. You are listening to a teacher, and the mind says, no, I have a lot of things to do, let me finish. And your mind is running during listening, and you forget what the teacher is saying. You don't know it. So, looking is very important. So, that look means the right perception. That right perception comes from Viveka. Viveka is discernment in simple words. You filter out what is real and what is not real. Third point. Fourth point, go. Once you are clear, how you are cleared by looking and applying Viveka in daily life. We never think, is anxiety, is reaction good or bad? We rationalize our anxiety and reaction, blaming, complaining others are responsible for it. When you stop, when you know it, when you look at it, what is your understanding? That I'm responsible for my suffering. I'm responsible for my peace and happiness. So when you look, you are in Viveka. Now you apply that Viveka in daily life. That is the meaning of go for it. Here and now. What is go for it? You are already into that Viveka. Once you have heard me until now, you are already in Viveka. I know you will ask me, how can you say? Let me give you an example. Do you become angry? You will say yes. So my next question is, become angry now. You will never become angry now. React to my talk. You will not react. Plan to be angry tomorrow at 10 a.m. It will never happen. Do you think the journey is so difficult? No. Because the mind claims with a wrong understanding that journey is very difficult, and that's why you don't follow the journey. Stop. Know it. Look at it and go for it. Practice. Go for it means practice, practice, practice. So what happens? There are two major parts of the practice. First is the personal effort. At least you have to slip from the wrong notion to the right notion. So what will help you? Stop, know it, and look at it. And then go for it. If you don't want to move an inch in your life towards what is Eastern wisdom, if you don't follow in a simple way, nothing is going to happen. So that is what is the personal effort. But as you continue your personal effort, you're doing the practice daily and regularly, what is going to happen? The personal effort reaches to its saturation point, and the grace and the blessing descends from above. That will make the life beautiful. First time you will experience, I did nothing, and I experienced that inner peace and happiness in my life. That is what happens. So once we follow the path of that sadhana, when you say go for it, what happens? You awaken. What is that awakening? You awaken to the real nature. What is that awakening looks like in the beginning? You feel the presence in you, and that appears as if it is beyond and behind the mind. And that awakening, that presence, takes over your thought, speech, and action. It brings the freedom from the mind. The mind becomes the servant, you become the master. Awakening takes place. You start celebrating your life, my friend. Let us celebrate together.